Hi, my name is Christopher, and I have a condition called hydrocephalus, or water on the brain, which means I've been in for operations 15 times, actually, in my lifetime, to have the shunt altered or changed or fixed because it's become damaged. That might sound scary to some people, but I can tell you that you can actually have fun when you're in for operations. And I'll give you a few examples. When I was 9 years old, after having gone in for surgery pretty much annually to have the shunt altered as I grew, the surgeon told me after that surgery when I was 9 that he put in some extra catheters so that I could grow into it. I thought, thanks, I appreciate that. Don't have to go in for a while. In fact, he was so successful at it, I didn't go in again for more than 20 years, which was pretty awesome. When I did have to go in again for my first surgery in 2001, the first surgery as an adult, that was an interesting experience because while I was sitting outside of the operating room, I was talking to one of the hospital staff, and he picked up the paperwork that was on my lap, and he looked at it and he noticed that I had signed the form, but it didn't actually say what kind of a surgery they would be doing. And he said, wow, you really shouldn't have signed this without the doctor filling in what surgery is going to happen today. And I thought about it for a moment, and I said to him, well, the way I look at it is this. If I come out of this operation with a hysterectomy, you are all in trouble. Just saying. One other one that was kind of fun, actually a lot of fun, was in 2016. I had to go in for another shunt revision, and the surgeon came to see me beforehand to tell me what he saw on the scans and what was going on and how he was going to fix it, etc. And that was great. And so we had a good conversation about that. And then he said, oh, by the way, he said, one more thing I need to tell you. We're having a bit of a shortfall here at the hospital. We're out of anesthesia. He said, so we're going to give you a bullet to bite down on. And I said, oh, okay, well, have you got a rubber mallet to knock me out with too? He said, I can help you with that, no problem. So next day when I was being wheeled into the OR, I looked at the surgeon, caught his eye, and I said, have you got that bullet ready? And the mallet too? And he said, oh yeah, don't worry, we're just warming them up over here. Now, not only did he have a bit of a sense of humor going into that surgery, but I could also tell that the surgeon was having fun while he was operating and actually stitching me up. Because when I woke up from the surgery, I was feeling the back of my head and I could feel the sutures that he had used. And I noticed that there was a loop in the suture, about this big. And I'm like, wow, what's going on there? So of course I couldn't see it. It was on the back of my head. My spouse took a look at it and noticed that the doctor had stitched me up in a way that he had done it as one continuous stitch. So that in theory, all my GP would have had to do to remove the sutures was to pull on the loop and it would go out of my head. I'm glad she didn't do that, or didn't even give it a try, because if any of you have had surgery, you know that the body starts to adopt the sutures as their very own, and they kind of get stuck. So that could have been really nasty. But I do give the surgeon full props for having some fun stitching me up. I think that was really cool. And one last story that I want to share with you about my same experience in 2016 was when I was actually going to the GP's office to get the sutures out. I was walking down the hall with one of the medical assistants taking me to the doctor's office, and she said, so what brings you in today? And I said, oh, I'm getting my stitches out. And I showed her the back of my head. And she's like, oh my gosh, what happened? And I said, well, you know, they figured that after 40 plus years of not having one, it was time to put in a brain. And she said, really? I said, no, but thanks for playing. My name is Christopher, and I'm on this planet for fun.